Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about why you always feel like you're creating an argument with a narcissist and how to no longer argue with them. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. When it comes to a narcissist, they are very good at turning around to you and saying, I don't want to argue with you. What they often mean by this is they don't want to discuss the thing that you want to discuss because they want to evade consequences for their actions. They want to escape responsibility for their behaviour. They don't want to deal with whatever needs dealing with. They believe that you should just go and deal with it. Often where a narcissist will often say to you, why don't you go and handle it? Or they can even say things to you like, can you stop bringing up the past? You're too hung up on your past. Because nothing ever gets a solution with a narcissist. So when things aren't dealt with in the present moment, they inevitably come back up. And when you bring it back up to try and sort it out with them, they don't want to sort it out. They're going to find a way to gaslight you, to blame you, to claim that you're hung up on the past, or you need to let go of the past, or they don't want to argue with you. They say, I don't want to argue with you, to gaslight you, so that you begin to doubt yourself, so that you begin to question your intentions behind the conversation you're about to bring up with them, so that you fear bringing the subject up because you've got that seed of doubt within your mind that it's going to cause an argument and you don't want to argue with them, which makes it even more confusing. Then if you keep bringing it up, a narcissist is going to twist it onto an argument, and because they said they didn't want to argue with you, they're going to find a way to gaslight you, to twist the story, to change the script, to rewrite history and blame it all on you, so that you doubt yourself, you question yourself, you fear speaking up for who you are as a person. You fear going to discuss things with them for the reactions that you get from them. And you also think that you're the problem. You think you're the one that's causing an argument just because you want a simple conversation with them to discuss whatever it is you need to discuss. Life is about communication. People have different opinions. People have different belief systems. Life's about communicating these and finding a middle ground. With a narcissist, rule 1, they're always right. Rule 2, if they're wrong, rule 1 applies. Therefore, they're going to find a way to win at all costs, whether that's blame shifting, projecting, gaslighting, triangulating, falling silent on you. And it's exhausting, it's draining, getting in that continued loop where no issues ever get solved. It's inevitable in life that we are going to disagree with people. It's inevitable in life to have a healthy debate with people, to find some sort of middle ground, to find some sort of compromise, to agree to disagree. However, this isn't going to happen with a narcissist, because to a narcissist, they are right, you are wrong. Narcissists have that belief system built up within themselves, which is why they follow a pattern of behaviour, which is those characteristics such as arrogance, entitlement, exploitative behaviours, a lack of empathy, grandiosity, a belief that they are superior, seeking excessive attention, admiration. They can also hold a lot of grudges. They can be very resentful. They can be very petty. They can have excessive mood swings. They can rage at a moment's notice, or they can fall silent at a moment's notice. And in an ideal world, the best response when it comes to communicating with a narcissist is don't do it. Go no contact and leave them to it. Sometimes in life, you're better off just letting them be wrong. Sometimes in life, you're better off just not arguing back and letting them be wrong. More often than not, though, this isn't always possible, as narcissists can be our parents, siblings, friends, work colleagues, children, and it is on a spectrum. So there is those where you do need to go no contact with. There's those that might just have high traits of narcissism, so they've just got 2 to 4 traits of narcissism on a regular basis, where it's not always possible to go no contact, or if you were to go no contact, you are cutting healthy members out of your life, healthy family members, or worse, leaving those healthy family members stuck with a narcissist. And in these cases, we need to find ways to manage ourselves around them, lowering our expectations of their ability to understand us, while raising our standards of the behaviour we will and will not accept from other people, learning our values, our beliefs, and creating those boundaries. Arguing isn't actually unhealthy. It's arguing with unhealthy people that take it to the extremes that is unhealthy. Having a healthy debate, having a healthy discussion where 2 people disagree on an opinion, when done right, gives people the ability to see another person's perspective, see another person's point of view, find that middle ground, agree to disagree, be respectful of the other person's beliefs and the other person be respectful of your beliefs, understanding each other, communication, validation, opening up to each other, finding some form of solution to whatever created that debate, whatever created that argument in the first place. A debate, an argument is all about finding a solution, leaving it in the past and moving on. A narcissist isn't about finding a solution. A narcissist is about, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm going to win, and you've got to deal with it. With a narcissist, they want to gaslight your reality because they don't want you seeing your reality for what it is. They want you to see their reality for how they want it to go. So if they've done something wrong and you want to discuss that with them, if they've hurt your feelings and you want to discuss that with them, they don't want to admit fault. So they want to gaslight you into thinking that you're the problem to escape any consequences for their behaviour. So if they humiliate you, shame you, play a prank on you to try and gain more control over you, and you dare to question them about that, they take this as criticism. They're going to turn around to you and claim that they're only joking when it wasn't a joke. You don't find it funny. With 2 healthy people, you can have a debate, you can have a discussion, you can work out where each other is coming from. With a narcissist, they want to hide their intentions and they want to highlight your reactions so that they and you downplay their behaviour, and so that they can exaggerate your reactions and you begin to question who you are as a person, which allows them to get away with being who they are as a person. In a healthy debate, people can work out who's responsible for what. People can find that middle ground. Either one person might be responsible and apologise and work through it and have that change behaviour and not do it again, or both people might be responsible. It might be a series of events that's led to a situation, and both parties can take responsibility for their own behaviour and then move past it, find that solution, find that conclusion to whatever the debate was about. With a narcissist, this isn't going to happen. They don't want to give you the closure that you're looking for. They want you to drop the subject and let them carry on doing what they're doing. They also don't want to take responsibility for their behaviour. Anything they do wrong, they either don't see as wrong, or they're going to pin the blame on somebody else. They're going to find a scapegoat to take the responsibility for the narcissist behaviour. Often why many people, when they've been around or experienced someone with narcissist personality disorder or high traits of narcissism, often come away questioning whether they are the narcissist, because they've taken on the responsibility, they've taken on the blame, they've taken on the shame of the narcissist treatment of them. A narcissist is all about winning, which is why you don't get closure with them. It's either their way or you're wrong. They are extremely manipulative. They are very deceitful. They can be extremely vindictive. They can also get some form of enjoyment in the games that they play with other people's minds, with that control they have. When you go to discuss something simple with them, they can come at you with the word salad, where they will derail you, they will deflect, they will deny, they will lie, they will gaslight. They will go all out to exhaust you, to drain you, to confuse you. So you question who you are and you stop questioning them. So you stop looking at their behaviour and start reflecting on your own. Meaning they can carry on getting away with their behaviour and blaming you. You take sole responsibility for any issues within the relationship, while they get away with hurting you time and time again. So just how do you argue with a narcissist? How do you debate your point of view with a narcissist? Firstly, if at all possible, don't. Leave them to it. Recognise them for who they are. Recognise the fact that they don't want to understand you. They're committed to misunderstanding you, and they believe that you're misunderstanding them, or they believe you've turned against them by not allowing them to do what they want to do, which, yes, we're all entitled to do what we would like to do. The difference being a narcissist lacks empathy to care for others and feels entitled to exploit others. So the things they do often hurts those around them. Other people, when they're doing what they want to do, usually have good intentions and aren't hurting those around them. And if they do accidentally hurt someone around them and that person speaks to them, they will have a discussion about it and find a solution, find some form of closure. A narcissist will not, because they don't believe they're in the wrong. A good majority of conversations with a narcissist are pointless because they're just not going to see your point of view. They don't want to see your point of view. They want to gaslight you into believing their lies. One, recognise you do not need to justify, defend or explain yourself to the very person who's creating the environment where you feel a need to justify, defend or explain yourself to them. Especially people who are unwilling to explain themselves to you. Life's about give and take. If they're not willing to give, they're only wanting to take, stop giving your explanations to them, because they will never give their explanations to you. They will only gaslight you. Remember, when you're trying to explain yourself or defend yourself to a narcissist, they aren't listening to your explanations. They're listening to what they can use against you to get you going. So that once they've got you going, once they've baited you, pushed you past your limits and you've reacted, they can blame you for the argument. So don't let them take you off topic. Don't let them push your buttons. Recognize the game they are playing. Recognize they're not listening. Recognizing they are wanting your reaction to work in their favor, and don't give them your reaction. Keep your voice calm. Remember the point of the conversation. And when they are trying to insult you, when they're trying to devalue you, when they're trying to blame you, shame you, do not take responsibility for this. Stay in your reality. Recognize what they are trying to do and don't play into their games. More often than not, what they are saying to you will feel personal. They will use the things that matter to you the most, which is intentional, as they know these are the things that you will most passionately defend, and then they can use these defenses against you. Do not take what they are saying personally. Recognize it's who they are as a person. And if somebody cared about you, they wouldn't be trying to use the things you care about against you, as you wouldn't use the things somebody else cares about against them. If it's getting too much, retreat away from the situation. Rethink, recognize what they're doing, and then only respond if you have to do so. Stay in your truth. Stand in your reality. Gaslighting only works when we don't recognize what is happening to us, and when we are doubting ourselves, when we are second guessing ourselves, which is exactly what they are trying to get us to do. Remind yourself of the topic of conversation. Remind yourself of the truth. Stay in your reality, and don't let them gaslight you into doubting who you are. When they're coming at you saying that you're being too sensitive, you're overreacting, you're hung up on your past, you're too insecure, you're creating an argument, recognize they are trying to gaslight you, and leave them to it. When they keep taking you off topic, keep bringing it back to the original topic of conversation. You can say, yes, that's very valid, but this isn't what we're talking about now. We are discussing this. Can we find a solution to this before we move on? A narcissist will come at you claiming that you're hung up on your past to evade you figuring out what they are doing in your present. So you question yourself, and so that they can continue doing what they are doing to hurt you. Or they're going to accuse you of doing something similar to evade consequences of their actions for what they have done. So if they've, something simple, if they've been working late and you've made them tea and they haven't bothered to let you know, and you just ask them, could you let me know in future please, and it turns into an almighty argument because they believe you've questioned their entitlement, they might come at you saying, what about last week when you were working late? Even though you might have messaged them to let them know, and you're straight then on the defensive explaining to them, and you are then distracted from the original topic of conversation, where you are finding that mutual respect for each other. And a narcissist is getting you frustrated. They're getting you drawn into defending yourself to them so that they can blame you. They have that selective memory, and they are the self-entitled hypocrite. They can accuse you of being hung up on your past if you bring something up from the past. However, they feel entitled to bring up something from the past when it benefits them. Whatever a narcissist is doing is to benefit themselves. Even though a narcissist holds grudges, even though a narcissist will bring up the past to use it against you, don't do it with them. It's not worth it. Don't even go there. Your closure is knowing that is who they are as a person, recognizing who they truly are as a person and leaving them to be themselves while learning who you truly are as a person, finding yourself, finding your happiness, finding your joy, which means letting the past go. It's gone. Let it go. Not easy, possible. So no longer bring up the past with them, no matter how much they try to bring it up with you. And a narcissist often believes that you do bring up the past because there's never a solution to anything. So when there's never a solution to anything, you're always circling around the same conversations, the same problems, the same issues, which is why when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, the best way to deal with them is don't. Just go no contact and leave them to it. Become as boring as possible. Become a grey rock and no longer give them anything. One word answers. Don't let them know what you're doing. Don't ask about what they're doing. Simple, okay, yes, just don't get into a conversation with somebody who doesn't want to communicate with you. Narcissists love playing games. They love baiting people into fights. They love accusing people. They love devaluing people. They love frustrating people. And they love getting away with their behaviour. They really enjoy winning. When you don't take the bait, it actually frustrates them. So always be careful. However, when you cease to be a source of supply to the narcissist games, they will usually walk away and find another source of supply. Remember, it's okay to walk away and no longer play. Walk away gracefully, walk away with dignity. Just no longer play into their games. You don't have to feel guilty for no longer communicating with those who are impossible to communicate with. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed your opinions. You are allowed your points of view. You are allowed to be respected. And if someone wants to keep disrespecting who you are as a person, it's time to walk away from that person. Remember, with good intentions, there is no right way or wrong way to live your life. There is only your way. Learning about the narcissistic personality disorder helps give you understanding of who they are as a person, the games they are playing, what they are trying to do and what they are trying to hide. Learning who you are as a person helps you move away from the past into your present so that you can create your future and no longer be brought down by those who are committed to pulling other people down in order to feel better about themselves, so that you can find people that are willing to raise people up as you want to raise people up and help people out. If anyone has any advice on what helped them when it came to communicating with a narcissist, please do add that into the comments for anyone that's reading through that it might help. Thank you very much for listening. I shall add in the description the video on why you need to stop explaining yourself to a narcissist and the video on word salad, the narcissist word salad and gaslighting. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.